All right, so broadcast is now started. Let me close my chat. So today, what we're gonna do, we're gonna try Blender. My name is Kandarp Gautam, and I'm with Bharat Sharma, which is a senior modeling artist. Hi, Bharat.
Yes.
So
Hi. Hi.
yeah. So in this live stream, what we're gonna do, we're gonna create something with the Blender. Blender is a tool for 3D animation and 3D modeling. It can do a lot more than that, but our scope will be a bit limited. हमारा हम इतना ज़्यादा चीज़ें ट्राई नहीं करने वाले. We are going to create a simple basic. Let me open that so we'll be able to. So what was the name of the application? Bharat,
Blender.
the in which we
Pure
were
ref.
able to see that our reference,
Pure ref. Pure ref.
PureRef, right? So we have PureRef with us in this, and what we are
You
trying to
can.
create is the this image, right? So
you-
here we have our reference, the thing that we want to create, which is a cube. And in this tutorial, in this video, we're gonna have fun and just create this whatever this is. All right. So Bharat is going to guide me. I'll
We're
be
gonna
the
try our
one.
best.
Yeah, I'll be the one who who is going to basically do all the things. It is gonna be a bit frustrating, but we're gonna see how we'll be able to deal with that, right? Okay, Bharat. So it's gonna be
I
frustrating, but yeah, some way we're gonna deal with it. Yeah, right.
I actually
So
have second thoughts on this. You just texted me that we should
uh-huh.
focus. Like we should first focus on learning Blender's basics, right?
Hmm.
I think that would be a little bit better approach.
Yeah,
Because
maybe. Yeah, we can try that. So maybe if we do not want to focus on this, we're gonna catch up with this later, and
we
we
can
can.
do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can do this later. Let's actually try and do
Okay,
some
so
sort of
right.
basics.
So yeah, so this is the new project. I haven't opened this project. Let's close this window for now. We can just close this window, right? Okay, so basically now you should be able to see my screen and right. So Bharat, can you confirm if you're able to see the stream?
Yes, I
If
can.
I'm, yeah,
I can see the screen.
okay,
In fact, let
nice.
me open the Steam as well.
Yeah, just open it on the side. So if we can see any comments, you're gonna be the one who's going to respond to it, right?
All right. So we already have 24,000 viewers here. That's good. That's
Yeah, that's not a worry because we are so such an experts that we our stream quality is also good, so it's gonna work out well, I
hmm.
guess. So let's start and see what we
Okay,
have
so
here.
uh, okay, so Blender does actually have a whole lot of tools, and I think it is better if we learn all of these first. I am gonna assume that Kandarp already know the panning, the rotation, the scale of the scene itself, not the object, but the scene. Can you zoom in, zoom out, and pan
Yeah,
in Blender? In
so to
Blender,
zoom in,
sorry.
right? So zoom in, when we zoom in, we move the scroll wheel upwards, and if you want to zoom out, we move the scroll wheel backwards, right? So this is
And
how you
pan
zoom
for
in.
pan. Are
Yeah,
you
so
comfortable with navigation? That's what I'm trying to
right,
say.
right. Okay, so for panning, what we're gonna do, we're gonna press on shift and then we're gonna click on the scroll bar and just gonna move
Yeah,
our mouse. This is
nice.
panning. And for rotation, what we're gonna do, we're gonna click on Alt and
Uh, just
yeah, right.
only the
Just
middle mouse button.
yeah, so just click on the scroll wheel and just move your mouse, so it's gonna rotate.
Nice, nice. I
And
guess this is what we have, and you can also see the light actually.
mhm,
By the way, whatever object you select, you get their properties in the properties panel. For example, if you were to select the camera, you can see now we have a green color icon of a camera.
right,
So here
yeah,
you can, yeah, you can actually change camera properties here. You can add a depth of field, right? You can, yeah, you can see that we have the option to enable depth of field. Right now it's disabled. I don't think we should actually play with that right now.
yeah. But
What we
I'm
can
just
start-
showing the controls to the user, so yeah.
If you were to select the light, for example, you're gonna see that this camera property is gonna disappear, and instead a light property actually have appeared. So here you can just change the color of your light, the power, the soft fall of basically the radius of your object. So these are the stuff that you can actually change now. And similarly, if you were to just select the cube, you're gonna see that the light properties are gonna disappear. And all right, there
Right.
are 2 hours actually. I'll request the second viewer to do some super chats.
Yeah, that's not necessary though, but yeah, I mean, don't do
At
it, but
least,
it's fine. We're just having fun, so just
at
have
least, like,
just chill, just chill.
yeah,
All
I'm
right,
just
so
kidding. At
yeah,
least like the video, right?
right.
At least like the video.
Yeah, just like the video, it's free. Subscribe to us if you wanna follow us more and learn something new
And
because
super
we're
chat
doing
is also free if you have big heart. You
right.
know,
We're gonna yeah, obviously we're gonna try something new every day, so it's like just follow us, and I think that would be much enough, and we're gonna take more initiatives because
like,
that's something that goes with our moral, right? Let's
hmm.
go. So what
All right,
are
let's
we gonna
actually
do?
do something. We have this
Yeah.
properties panel, and there are so many properties out there. For example, yeah, the render, the output, the view layer that Kandarp is on right now. So let's actually explore all of these one by one. I
Yeah.
think that way. So this is the toolbox basically. And toolbox is pretty simple. Whatever tool you are using in that particular movement, it is gonna show all the tools basically. So for example, if you were to go into the sculpt mode, so in order to go to the sculpt mode, you can see on the top left corner we have object mode written. Yeah, you can
Right.
actually switch it to sculpt mode. And now our brushes are our tools. So you can see on the right side, the tool panel actually have changed. And according to the brush, we can just change the tool setting. So you can see we have these brushes, we have these settings, but we're not going to explore them right now. I think that I
Yeah.
just want to show you that with
Mm-hmm.
each specific tool, the property panel changes. So we can now just go back to our object mode. We'll
Okay.
explore the sculpting a little bit later, I think.
Yeah, that
The
would be
second
fun.
one, yeah, let's actually just go to the second one, which is the render properties, I think. No, no, no.
Render properties. Okay.
In the properties panel, the second one, right? This is our render properties. And you can see one of the first setting is EV. So if you were to look at that, if you were to, yeah, you can see that the render engine selected is EV. Now, if you don't know what EV is, EV is similar to Unreal Engine. I'm not gonna say it is as good as Unreal Engine, but you can preview your materials and stuff. You can even create some really nice scenes, but it is not that physically accurate. It is more closer to a game engine actually. So that's what it is. Most of the time, at least for my work, whenever I'm creating a character that is not gonna be used in game and is gonna be used in production, I usually just use cycles. For all my
Right.
portraits, I usually just use cycles. I rarely use EV actually. So yeah, I mean, right now it doesn't really matter which render engine we have
Mm-hmm.
selected because we are not really rendering anything right now.
Right.
Um,
So which one is like lighter one? So if someone is on the
it
low tech,
totally depends.
low spec
If you are,
machine.
it totally depends on the project. Let's just say that you are a modeling artist and you are creating a prop or a character or environment for let's just say games. Then I think you wanna preview your materials, your textures in EV. But if you are making something for production, which is going to be used in movies, right? Then I think Cycles is going to be much more accurate or much better render engine to use because it's more physically accurate. So that's just how it is.
Right, I see. That's a great explanation. So let's just move forward with
Okay, so
exploring the
we
tool.
have sampling over here. So sampling means iteration in which Blender basically render images. I think this is gonna be much more Yeah, if you were to switch it to cycles render, I think
Mm-hmm.
then I can show you much better example. For example, we have viewport render and the final render settings in the sampling panel. If you were to just switch the max sample to, let's just say 2.
Max sample to
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, not in the viewport one, but the
Okay.
render. You
Okay, so
just,
let's go to the
yeah,
render and max
I just
samples to
put
2.
this at, yeah, 2.
Okay.
Yeah, if you were to render an image right now, you're gonna realize that it is gonna be super noisy. Wait, don't do it right now.
Okay.
We're gonna have to uncheck the denoise option. You can see in the render
Okay.
tab, yeah, we have this denoise. Yeah, uncheck it. So
Yeah.
denoise is, as the name suggests, it is gonna denoise our image. But we don't want that right now because I wanna show you how a image would look without denoise. So let's do a render now. Yeah, you can just press F12 to do it.
Okay, all right. Let's press F12. And here we have our render.
Okay, so you can see, even though it is only at 2 samples, we are actually getting a pretty clean image. But in the shadow area where we have shadow, you can see we have these small little dots, and this is what you would call noise actually. Yeah, you can see that, right?
Right, right.
Yep.
It's
So
visible.
what sampling does is, if you were to increase the sample, the noise is going to decrease. So if you were to put the sample at let's just say 64 or something, you can just
Try
cross
that,
like
right?
close this window.
Okay.
Yeah, just close this. And oh wait, before closing, press F11 one time. Like press F11.
F11. Okay,
Yeah.
so I've already closed it though. Just
Yeah, I
press
think it
F11.
should come back. Is it not coming back? Like, okay, let's just render it
Okay,
again.
okay. So yeah, by using F11, I'm able to switch between the windows.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So now let's just switch to slot 2 so that we can compare both the renders. And
Okay.
this is one of the most important tools that I feel like. I use the slots a lot. Press F12 actually, press F12.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, now you can see on the top right corner we have slot 1 written, like top right, top
Yeah,
right.
right. Here it is.
If we were to switch to slot 2, we can compare between both the slots, like the changes. So let's
Okay.
just switch to slot 2 and increase the samples. So
Okay.
yeah,
So
minimize this or switch it to. Okay, now let's increase the max sample to, let's just say 64.
okay. So let's do 64. Right.
Yeah, this is, yeah, now do a render,
Okay.
F12,
So
press
F12.
it.
Yeah.
All right, so you can see that it is taking a little bit more time, but we don't actually see that noise anymore. If you were to compare between slot 1 and slot 2,
How can we do that?
yeah, just select the slots. See, there are noise here and we don't have slot
Right.
2.
Okay.
So this is basically what I wanted to show. Like if you don't want noise, you can actually just increase the sample. Yeah, you can see this is the render with
Slot
two
one.
samples, with
Right.
two samples. And in the
And
slot 2, 64. Even the edges are a little bit more smoother if you were to look at the edges,
right. So slot two is very much clearer, but slot one is noisy.
right? Yep. So that's what the sampling does. It um, in a easier word, it basically removes noise, but not exactly. Like yeah, just I mean, you're a beginner. If you're a beginner, just if you wanna increase, sorry, if you wanna decrease the noise, you can increase the sample. So yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. We can just close the
Yeah.
window.
So beginner as in someone who has like low specs PC, right? So
Yeah.
he can render in
We can
less.
also enable the denoise now. We are
Right.
always using the denoise.
Okay. So what does it do?
Nice. Now I don't think that we need to explore anything else.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think we need to explore anything else in this
Right.
render property. Let's just go to the second property panel, which is the output.
Okay.
All right, so this is one of the most important one. If you were to scroll up a little bit,
Okay.
this is gonna be a resolution. Like whenever you are creating something in Blender, you usually have an aspect ratio in mind, right? Or you usually have a resolution. For example, if you are making something for IMAX, you usually wanna go for 4K or 8K image, right? So you can actually change the resolution here. Right now we are working with the 1920 by 1080p, and you can see that we have a percentage bar over here. That
Yeah,
means
right.
that yeah, this is actually this just confuse a whole lot of people. It is pretty simple actually. Right now the resolution is 1920 by 1080, and it is at 100%. So if you were to just decrease it to 10%, let's just say, then the resolution is gonna divide by 10. So now it is gonna be 192 into 108. So we've just decreased the resolution to 10%, and whatever percentage you basically write here, you can also increase it. For example, from 100%, you can also go to 100%. It's not limited to 100%.
Right.
So yeah, you can do that if you wanna go to 100%, 3, 4, 5, whatever you wanna do. Just not do too much, because
Right. Yeah.
we don't need 4K or 8K
Yeah.
rendering.
Right. So we want to basically it maintains the aspect ratio and
Yes.
yeah. So
Okay.
as Mhm. So this is like 19 is to 1 aspect ratio, I guess. Is it?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think
So
it's a 16:9.
16 ratio 9. Right. It could be, yeah.
I think it's 16:9.
Yeah. So the easy calculation would be just dividing
Yeah,
one
just
nine
divide
divided by 1080, and we're gonna get
one
uh
nation
yeah. Yeah, it must be that only. And
17 by 10.
yeah. Okay.
Approximately 16:9. Approximately.
Yeah.
So the next setting would be the frame rate. Now, I don't know if
Um
you know what frame rate is. I'm assuming that you know what frame rate is, right? Right now, our scene is set up at 24 frames per second, which is usually most of the movies are made on. But if you
mhm.
want something smoother, you usually crank up the frame rate to 60 or 120. But I've never really did that. I think 24 is a really good spot. You don't really want to increase it because then you have to render more frames. For example, if you want to create 1 second of animation, you have to render 24 frames, right? And it takes time. It takes a whole lot of electricity. I mean, your PC is
Right.
gonna be,
So
yeah,
yeah,
your
so
PC is gonna be running for lot
exactly.
longer.
So when we are going for like 24 frames per second, it is usually for animations. And if we're gonna go for like um basically movies that are like recorded from it is about like 30 FPS, right? So
Hmm.
but if we are gonna go for the sports, maybe cricket or something, then it is gonna require much more higher frame rate
Yeah,
because
then
then
we don't
yeah,
really need ready for it, right?
right, because if we wanna
What's
go more like slow-mo effect, right? If we want to slow the then we're gonna try with the but basically
Hmm.
when we play any video, it is going to play about like 24 frames to 30 frames per second.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah,
Yeah, so
right.
just for slow-mo, when we record something, then we might go for the higher frame rates, unless or maybe we can use it for gaming, but in anywhere else we do not require that much frame rate. Yeah,
Yep, yep. Okay,
yeah,
I think you already know it. Let's actually go to the second setting, which is the frame rate. Yeah, I
yeah,
think frame rate is also pretty
frame range.
simple. Yeah, frame range. Sorry, I just said
Yeah, it's
rate.
okay.
Frame range. So right now we have 250 frames, and if you were to divide it by 24, we have approximately 10 second of animation, right? 10 second of timeline. So this is
Okay,
pretty simple. If you are working on animation that is 1 minute long, for example, you want to multiply the 24 by 60 to get the frame range that you're gonna need in order to complete the animation of 1 minute. So right now we have an animation of 10 seconds. So that is 2250 frames.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that that should be explanatory, right?
So let's try that again. So how much?
Let's
It
do
is
the
like 25?
calculator thing.
Yeah, so we have the calculator here. What we're gonna do? This is
24.
250.
Yeah,
Okay,
right now
so
this is, if you wanna like make a 1 minute animation, then you multiply
mhm.
24 into 60 and you should get the
Yeah,
frames. Yeah, so you're gonna need 1440 in order to create a 1 minute long animation. So
okay.
that's just simple maths, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty simple because 1 second is going to contain like 24 frames. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And
Okay.
a 60-second video. Yep. So we can actually skip stereoscopy. We don't really need it right now. We can just go to the output, and output is pretty simple where your renders are gonna be saved, right? So that's what
Right.
this output setting is. You can click on this folder icon and browse the area wherever you want your renders to be saved, and we can see that Kandap have some renders saved in its PC.
How's that? Let's see what these are. I'm not really sure.
Okay, so
So,
in order to see that, you can actually click on this. Wait, let me guide you. Yeah, you can also just copy the location. Actually, this was in the temp. You can just
Sam,
copy the location
just
and
a minute.
open it in the window. Yeah, just open it here. Oh, you are typing it. I would not have typed it. I
Yeah.
would have copy pasted it.
Okay, so these are the characters.
Kandav, that's some kinky stuff.
Yeah, but wait a sec. But these
You
are
can
not
delete
just
these renders actually. Why would you?
yeah.
These are just occupying some space. Just
Yeah.
delete. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
see
so these are the renders for a human character. Basically,
which I have nothing to do with, by the way. It was
yeah.
all Kandav's doing.
All right, let's continue with
Right, so I think we
what's
don't.
ahead. Hmm.
We can actually go to the next one. I think we've covered almost all the important settings here.
Hmm. Okay,
So
so
next property panel, I guess. Yeah, we don't really need post processing right now. Actually, we can look at the post processing a little bit.
is metadata important? So
It
the,
is
this is
important, but not right now. It is usually important in test renders and stuff.
okay. So
Metadata is not right now. It's yeah.
hmm.
Let's actually ignore that for beginners. So we have post processing, and yeah, I guess it is. Wait, which render engine are we using? I think we are using Cycles, right?
Yeah, I think it was cycles. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. Post processing is not really important. We can actually just leave it at default. Now let's explore the next one, like the third property
Hmm.
panel.
Okay, third property panel
Third one is
is view
scenes.
layer.
Oh, is it the view layer? Okay.
Yeah, it is view layer.
Okay. So view layer. I don't think it's really that important for a beginner right now. View layers are usually for someone who composite their scenes. Right now, yeah, I don't think we have anything for beginners
Hmm.
right now. We can actually just skip to the next one.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, view layer is a little bit complicated.
Here we
So,
have scenes.
okay, so we have scenes and units. By the way, units are pretty important. Whenever we model something in Blender, we want to make sure that we are modeling it at a real world scale. So you can see we have this unit system which is at metric, and we're gonna be using the metric because it is much more easier. You know, meters, centimeters, millimeters, they are
Right, right.
They are much more simpler than inches and feet.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we don't want to switch it to imperial system. I think metric is okay. For length we
Yeah,
have meters, for mass we have kilograms, for time we have seconds. Yeah, we don't really need to change it.
we can make temperature Celsius, I guess. That would be great.
I would not do that. The reason for that is
Mm-hmm.
for temperature, you might be thinking, why would we need temperature in Blender, right?
Mm-hmm.
Temperature is directly related to the color of your light. For example, from the sun, you have a
Right.
different temperature light, and that's why it causes different kind of warmth in the
Okay,
light.
so it's color temperature.
Yeah, it's color temperature. In
Mm-hmm.
simpler words, you can also use this
Right.
for other purposes, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'll actually show you the example of this in the future. I don't think there is anything else in this property panel as well. We can actually just skip everything else. Yeah, we
Okay,
can. I
so
can skip everything else. We don't really need it. Okay,
okay, so
so we have world setting, and this is pretty simple actually. Whenever you render something, you have a background, right? And right now we have a gray background. If you were to look at our renders that we've just did, you're gonna realize that we have a gray background. So if you were to press F11 to show the renders again, wait, can't you open the renders? Yeah, you can see. So we have a gray background in the render, right? The gray background is because of the render setting, like the color we've set it up in the environment setting.
mm-hmm.
That's why the background is gray.
Right.
Yep, you can see the color option on the right. Yeah, go a little bit right in order to change the color. No, no, that's keyframe, brother.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
here. From here, you can actually change the color of your background. By the way, you can go into the render viewport to see. I think that would be a little bit better.
yeah.
So if you go into the render viewport, oh, you just rendered an image. Nice. I okay. So in order to go to the render viewport, you can just press Z.
Okay, so render viewport is not this one. Wait a sec. Um, okay, let's go to render viewport. Is
Mm,
how can I switch to it?
like this. Press Z. Press Z. Z.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have a rendered viewport. Yep, there it
this one.
is.
Yeah,
Yes. And now
okay.
we are in
Now
the
I
render
see.
view. And
Right,
now you can actually change the color and the background color is gonna change accordingly, right?
right.
So this is actually one source of light. You can do a whole lot of thing here. And I think it is one of the most important source of light that you can have in your scene. So yeah, right now we
Yeah,
have
now
gray,
yeah, now
sorry, brown.
now we're able to like make sense of these controls in a practical way. Yeah.
Hmm.
Now let's switch it back. If I wanna switch it to default, how what to do? Like
Actually, you can just press Control C
control
because
C.
default is just a gray color, right? It's not like there is a setting for it. You
Okay.
just gotta have to press Control Z actually.
Control set. Okay, so we just have to undo it or we need to know the color of it, right? So
No,
I
yeah,
think
yeah. You can actually copy the hex value and just write it somewhere else. You
yeah.
do have an option to write it in Blender itself.
So what is it?
Um,
Like is it 000?
000
What should
is black.
yeah, so what should be the color of FFF?
It could be
I think
anything. You can actually just make it a real background. Click on this background. Wait, I'll actually show you something cool.
mm-hmm. Okay.
You can see that we have the background written like right above
Um
the.
background return right above.
Yeah, remove this. Yeah, right over the color where you were changing the color. You have
Mm-hmm.
background written.
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, just look for. Wait. Let's see. Yeah, you have. Wait, let me see. Where is the option? Go above, go above, go up.
Add shadow,
Yeah,
background
I think it's
effect.
in the color option. Click on the yellow dot on the color. I think it's in the
Okay.
color. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. This is where it is. We're gonna be choosing the sky texture. You can see in the second row, we have sky texture. Second row.
Sky texture, yeah.
Yeah, let's just do that. And now we kind of have a sky. You might not think that this is a sky, but we're gonna have to change some setting. For example, the sun intensity needs to be a little bit less. We don't want to
Yeah.
change the type. So sun intensity, we don't increase or decrease it. Maybe put this at the default. We can decrease the strength to 0.2 or 5 maybe. The bottom setting, the last setting.
The last setting, strength 2.2. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see now we're gonna be able to see some skies. If you were to
Right.
pan a little, if you were to rotate the scene, you're gonna be able to see some skies appearing.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
We
yeah.
have the sun in there. We have a sun over here.
Right.
That uh, that white dot is our sun. We can increase the size of the sun a little bit, and that is just going to make our light a little bit softer. So you have the sun size setting. If
Right.
you were to increase it, you're gonna see the size of the sun increasing,
Yeah. So we have it about
and
4 degrees.
that's what it just makes your light a little bit softer.
Yeah. It
And
looks more like evening time now.
yeah, you can actually change that by the way. We have sun elevation. So if the sun is elevated above, it is more gonna be like noon, right? The
Hmm.
more up the sun is going to be, it is much more closer to be noon.
Right. Okay. I wanted to ask this, like, why is my scene continuously rendering? Because I think
Because you
uh
are in render viewport.
okay.
That's why.
I'm in
If you
render
don't want
viewport.
that, if you don't want that, you can either pause the rendering. In the 3D viewport window, in the top right corner, we have a pause button.
Okay, here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, now your scene won't render,
Yeah, but
but
now now this is very
it is just a snapshot, which is weird. I know that,
yeah,
but let's just go to the solid viewport actually. So you can just press Z,
Z. Okay. Let's press Z.
and then there is a solid viewport on the right side. Just
Okay, so
click on
this is our default view, right? Now
it.
this
Yep,
is much smoother. I'm able to smoothly navigate,
nice.
right?
So I think this was our world setting. I don't think there is anything else that we need to
Cover in this one, right?
cover in this one. Yep. All right, let's actually go to the next properties, which is collection. We are not really gonna be exploring this one right now.
Okay.
The next one is object, and let's not do something over here as well. The next one is modifiers actually. So all these blue ones, they are common, not
Mm-hmm.
common exactly, but yeah, we have modifiers. So modifiers is a way to change your model in
Yeah, look and
non-destructive
feel.
manner. In non-destructive manner.
Okay.
So, for example, I'll give you an example. We can actually just skip all the edit part. We can go to the generate, and we have array, bevel, boolean, and stuff like these. So all of these are like how do you like say it in a way that someone could understand. So you are basically changing stuff in your model without actually destroying your geometry. Like your original model is going to stay, but you can still make some changes. For example, if you were to just go from top to bottom, if you were to choose an array modifier. Now, array, I think everyone knows what array does. It basically just
Right.
duplicate
So,
of and
yeah.
create an array of it. So, for example, like a train, and you can see we can actually do that. Also, we have a factor option. You can increase the factor from 1 to whatever you basically want to do.
Okay, so it's like evenly space out the boxes.
And not just in x-axis, you can also do something y and z.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, this looks
Yep.
actually this actually looks really cool. So here we
Yes.
have it. We can just increase the
And one
distance.
of the best thing about Blender's modifier system is these work like layers. So you can stack one on top of each other. Like you can duplicate this modifier. If you were to press Shift D, you can just duplicate it, and what it's gonna do, it's gonna take the previous layer and it is gonna apply the array on top of that. So if you were to press Shift D,
Shift E,
uh,
okay.
yeah, you can see if you were to zoom out now, you can see we have
Okay.
array of array.
Okay. That's
So now the bottom array is taking the above array as one single object and it is
right.
duplicating it. So, stacking modifiers can actually give you really nice result. It is one of the most awesome tools to use whenever you are doing motion graphics because you actually kind of need these weird stuff in that.
You're right. So Control C is for undo, and for redo we can just press Control Y.
I think for redo it's
Control Shift C.
Control Alt Z, I think,
No, I think it's Control Shift C. Yeah.
or Shift Z. Okay,
Yeah. Nice.
okay, okay. Okay, we can actually explore more modifiers. You can just remove this one.
Okay. So
Like
let's just
just
let
just
let me
remove the
just
modifiers. Click on the cross.
yeah, but let me just center it so we can see the effect of other
Oh yeah, you
modifiers,
can
right?
actually, if you wanna center it, you can press the object and press F
F.
and
Okay. So
select your object
this is the
and press
object.
F.
F key is not doing anything for now.
Oh wait, not F. Yeah, it's I wait. I think it's numpad full stop. Numpad delete.
Okay. Yeah. It is, yeah. The full stop key does
Sometimes
work.
I actually confuse these keys because in
Yeah,
some softwares it is F key, so in Blender it is different. So I just
right. So it is more in the memory, I guess. It is more,
yeah,
yeah, muscle
it is
memory.
more
It
in
just
the
keeps it
hand.
saved in. Yeah, right. So
Okay, we can actually remove this modifier. You know, let's
okay, so
explore the second
let's
one.
remove this, and here we have the model. Let me center
Let's
it.
explore the second modifier, I guess. If you
All
were to
right.
go, no, not this one. Like in the modifier, let's try.
Okay, this was really cool modifier.
We can try bevel. So if you don't
Bevel.
know what bevel basically smooth outs your edges. So this is what it does. It basically just smooth outs your edges, and you can increase the segments. For example, we have option over here. You can change the amount. You can change the segments.
Okay. So it is much smoother now when we
Yeah.
increase the segments, it's going to make it
You
much
can
smoother.
change the amount, segment, and there is so much more cooler stuff you can do.
Yeah.
Don't do it too much, otherwise your PC might hang.
Yeah. So it's about how much can we go with this? Like about 20,
As
30?
much as your PC can allow you to. Like
Yeah. So I think currently third my PC is
you don't
allowing me to
wanna
go even
go,
100.
you don't wanna go 200 because it is unnecessary actually.
Okay, so it about 35 we are getting a very
Yeah,
clean result.
you can change the
Yeah.
amount. Amount is basically the radius of your bevel
Okay, so
in
let's try
simpler,
that.
simpler words.
Radius
So
of bevel. Okay.
yeah, now
Uh,
you can
Not really sure what just happened, but let's see. Okay, so
increase your segment. Increase your segment, maybe be able to
yeah,
understand.
so it basically what it does is the thing that it used to
Yeah,
smoothen out,
the
it is
thickness
going
or
to expand it
thickness
to the
of
whole
your
model.
bevel basically.
Yeah, right. So as you can see that the faces of the model are like getting smaller and much of the bevels are consuming most of the model when we increase this. Yeah. Okay, nice.
We also
So,
have this profile option actually. Do you wanna explore the profile option?
but
Like,
what if we want to go to the default? Basically, we want to reset this modifier. Is there a way?
I actually don't know.
Okay, so maybe
Uh,
there
I,
might not be a way, right? So it's okay. I mean,
maybe right
um,
click in it and you can have an option. I don't know. I never really reset any settings like I usually just.
undo it. Yeah,
And 3D is more like 3D is more visual thing, right? I don't usually look at the setting that I'm changing. I'm usually just looking at the scene and trying to
right,
figure out if it is looking good or not. The number doesn't really matter in the end.
right, right. That's the point.
All right. I guess we can actually just go a little bit deeper in each of them, but
Mm-hmm.
let's not do that. Let's explore each modifiers
Okay,
and yeah, we can. If you want to go deeper, we can actually just do it a little bit later. The next
right.
one is Boolean. So Boolean is like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you've just selected the build actually. Oh no, it's Boolean. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Discord stream actually it's
okay, it's a
stuck.
bit lagging.
So
So it's stuck.
you're gonna need a different
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna need a different object to use with the Boolean because Boolean is an operation that you do on two objects and it is an operation that either intersect the object, unite the object, or cut the object. So
Right.
let's add another object which could be just press Shift A,
Shift A.
Shift A, and
And we're gonna,
any object other than cube. So in the mesh, add any object other than cube. You can add cylinder, sphere,
yeah,
whatever
cylinder
you
would
want.
be fine.
Okay,
How can I
let's
move
move it.
this model? Yeah,
Press G.
okay.
Yeah,
So,
move
oh,
it,
right.
move it in a place that it intersect with the cube as well. Yeah, I think this is good. Yeah,
Yeah,
move it on z-axis a little bit. I think that's gonna be
a little
yeah.
bit on Z-axis, G, Z. Okay, so how much do we have to do? Like,
Maybe go a little bit above or
can
more
we
up.
also type the value like 0?
One. Grab
Okay,
Z1.
okay, grabs at 1.
Yeah, I
Right.
think that's good. Okay. Now let's do an operation on the cube. All right.
Okay,
So let's select the cube, and we already have the difference option selected.
okay.
Now we have an object picker, like just like we have a color picker, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Select the cube and hide the cylinder now.
okay,
Select the
so,
cylinder and press H. Oh yeah, you can do that as well.
yeah, we can also, or we can use H. Okay, so I did not know this key. So we can see that it created a very
Different,
smooth
a
curve.
boolean.
Right.
And
It
you can
created a,
select the cube
hmm,
and move the cube, and you should be able to see the results in real time. No, don't click on the union or anything.
okay. So, okay, so this was,
This is
uh,
intersect.
okay, so whatever the part is common between the two models, it is going to use
Yeah,
that
it is
part
going
of
to
the
take
model.
that, and union is joined
Basically, both.
together.
Yeah, so union is almost
Difference
like
is,
useless, right?
yeah, I mean,
But no,
it
no, no, it is not useless. If we notice here, we have actually hidden this model, right? The
hmm.
cylindrical model, but when we go on union, it just, I think it extrudes kind of this
It is
model.
usually, yeah, it actually is pretty useful whenever you are making 3D printing because for 3D printing, you want to have your objects as one single object watertight, and the union operation actually works pretty nicely. You can actually grab the cube and move it around a little bit, and you're gonna be able to see the booleans in real time. You already have
Okay,
the cube selected, brother. Select
right,
the cube,
okay.
grab, like press G.
Yeah, okay. So what's actually happening, it is changing the shape of the cube with the,
Yeah,
and if we're
I
gonna
think
move it on the
yeah.
y-axis, then it is moving along the y-axis, and if we want to move along z-axis, then okay. And for the x-axis, gx, right?
Hmm.
Okay, nice. So as, yeah, so this is looking pretty trippy, I guess. Yeah, wow. So we have a very unique shape right here, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
and it even created a kind of a slot. Yeah, this is very cool tool. I mean, this modifier is really cool.
yeah. Yeah, let's actually just remove this modifier. We can explore more.
Okay, so let's remove this. Do we need this cylinder?
Yeah, you can delete it actually.
Okay, so let's get rid of this. To delete the model, you just
Yeah, we
gotta
should leave
select.
everything else. Yeah, we should
Yeah,
leave everything else.
okay.
Select the cube again, and let's see which modifier is next.
So
We have
now we
generate.
have
We are gonna
generate.
we're gonna skip all the edit modifier. We're gonna start with the generate. Okay, decimate. Okay, I think this is a modifier which is gonna require us to sculpt something. All right. So before we decimate anything, let's go into the sculpt mode, and we're gonna make Kandar sculpt something now.
Okay, so let's go to the sculpt mode. As we know, we can switch it from here.
All right. Now,
These
let's
are the brushes.
enable the wireframe. No, no, no. You won't be able to sculpt anything because right now we don't have enough polygons to sculpt
Okay,
on. So
right.
we're gonna need to increase polygons and press R, like in 3D viewport, press R.
3D viewport
Yeah, you can
R.
see this is gonna be dividing the cube. Like you can see the resolution. So
Yeah,
choose resolution. Yeah, I think this is good. Point 0.06 was good, or maybe
point
point.
zero. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
move your. I think 0.76. Did you right
Can
click it or left
I
click it?
I right clicked it.
Yeah, you should have left click it. Press R again. Yeah, right. Left click.
Left click, okay. I left clicked it. So, but how can we see like it actually was able
Go
to
into
do?
the wireframe. Go into the wireframe. So in order to do that, I'll actually tell you. No, no, not like this. Not like.
Okay, so how to go to the wireframe?
Okay, on top right corner, like
Okay,
we have an arrow. Yeah,
top right corner.
yes, this one. Actually, not in this one. I think it's in the left setting. Yeah, go left a little bit
Uh,
left, a little bit more left. Yes, this one. Okay. So you can see in the geometry option we have wireframe. Enable it.
yeah, we have
Yeah,
enabled
yeah,
it.
cool. And it looks like you actually have not did the remesh properly. Let's try
Yeah.
doing the remesh again. Maybe try doing the enter. Like try. Is it not
Um,
actually doing the remesh? It should work by left click, I think.
left
Why is
click.
it not?
Okay, let's try the left click then. Uh, we have this and do the left click.
Wait, is it
Let's
not
on the camera.
remeshing? This is weird. Let's go on the remesh section. You can see we
Like,
have remesh return right below your cursor. Yeah,
mhm.
remesh it. Yeah, click on the OK.
Okay. Yeah, now we
It
have
should
it.
have worked with the left click actually. Let me see if it works with my Blender because that's what I do whenever I sculpt. Wait. Yeah, I think you are correct. It is Control R. Oh, you have to remesh one time, I think.
Okay, so we just have to remesh it to to divide this to have more
Okay, you
polygons, right?
I think you have to remesh it once. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, it is working with the when we are remeshing, so I think that's how we need to do it, right?
Okay, let's ignore that. Let's sculpt something here. We already have a brush selected.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, so it is like basically bringing
we
those
are we
parts
are
forward.
changing the polygons. Yeah, we are changing the position of the face.
Yeah, but what if
Whenever
we want to push it inside? What to do with that then?
you can hold down Control
Okay,
and then you can
control.
change the volume.
Right. So now we can make more like dent to this object.
Yep, yep.
Okay, so here we have
So
the dent, and also let's just turn off the wireframe so to have a more clear view, right?
nice. I like how you remembered where the
Right.
that was nice.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna be sculpt something. We're gonna be sculpting something. So let's just do whatever you wanna do, and then I'll show you what decimate does basically.
Okay, so let's just draw a plus
Yeah,
sign
just do
here.
whatever you want. Yeah, plus
Yeah,
sign, minus sign, whatever you wanna do.
and here we will just make a circle.
Yeah, let's remove some volume over here. So those who don't know, sculpting is actually about adding or removing the how efficiently and in how controllable manner you can
Right.
add or remove the
Yeah,
volume.
but I'm not able to do it a lot if you're gonna notice. So what if I
Yeah,
want to like
this is actually the brushes
hmm
like it's the how do you say it? That's just how this brush actually have been created. If you wanna like do it more, you're gonna have to switch to different brush, or you have to let go of the stroke and redo the stroke basically. So on the you can
Okay,
actually
right. Okay, okay. I got it. So
you can
when we
select the
wanna
if you
yeah,
wanna do
when we wanna make it more deep, we just have to just do
let
it
go of
again.
the stroke and
Yeah,
then
yeah. Now it is like deepening it
yep.
more and more, right? So as we can see, we have made a quite deep hole
Or
here.
you can actually just select the third brush. Third
Yeah,
brush is which would called clay strip brush,
yeah,
right? And this is gonna allow you to basically just decrease or increase your volumes. And you can see
yeah.
how polygons are stretching. In order to fix this, you can press Control R to remesh it again. And all of this stretching is just press Control R. And yeah, you can see that we've fixed this stretching. And now we can actually sculpt more. Kandarp,
Wow,
I
I
think,
think
to create
yeah.
black hole
So
kind of.
okay, so are you looking at it like it is impacting the other side of the model, I guess.
Mhm.
This is the first thing that I've noticed, I mean,
Okay,
right?
now we can we
If
can
we're gonna do it, is it gonna make a hole if we continue?
it
What
won't
if it,
actually it won't make a hole.
okay,
Uh, yeah, that's not how it works. You're gonna have to do stuff like manually if you wanna
hmm,
like create a hole. But let's actually just focus on the modifiers now.
right.
Yeah, let's actually go to the object mode again and let's see what decimate modifier does.
So
In
object
the
mode.
object
Okay,
in the top
so
left corner.
this is the object mode, and
Let's go, let's go to the wireframe actually because then you'll be able to see what the modifier is doing.
okay, so
The
to switch to
wireframe,
the wireframe, we have to
right?
just do this, right?
Yep. Now let's go to the modifier,
Okay, let's go to the modifier. Here we
the
have
blue,
the
the blue range icon.
yeah.
Now you have this option of ratio. Right now the ratio is at 1. Try decreasing it slowly and you're gonna see what it does.
Okay, this is
So it is
this
gonna retain all the details that you've sculpted, but wherever you have left the cube plane, because there is no detail on the plane, it is gonna
right,
start, yeah, it's gonna start removing all the extra polygons from there.
right. And
And
if you're gonna go even further, then it is going also going to
it basically just
mess with
make,
our
yeah,
yeah,
it just makes it disappear.
yeah. So
So that's what
it
it
will
does.
impact the whole model, but it will impact that part first that we haven't sculpted.
Yeah,
So if
the
we're
part
gonna
that does not really have any details.
right,
It is still gonna show like
yeah,
because,
it looks like we have dug into the
yeah,
model, right?
it looks like Kandarp was looking for
Yeah. So here we have
something. He
the
was digging some oil. He was digging an oil well, but found
right.
nothing but holes. So
Yeah.
that's what. Yeah, we can actually apply the modifier. Oh yeah, you can also apply the modifier. Just in case if you wanna make sure that your final object,
hmm
like I've told you that it's non-destructive, but if you were to just apply it, in order to
Okay.
apply, you have to click on the arrow option not
on
on
the
this arrow.
arrow option, right?
And we have apply like the top.
Okay, so if we apply it, then it disappears and our model.
It is permanent now.
Yeah, so we don't wanna ever do that, right?
No, you might have to do it. It totally depends on the situation.
Hmm. Okay, so if we are done with the model and we're never gonna touch it again, then we can just go with it.
You can either just leave it, or if you feel like that you like, it is totally on the
Hmm.
situation. If you think that situation requires you to apply it, you can actually just apply it. Okay,
Right.
let's see which one is the next. Let's complete all the modifiers maybe in this.
Yeah.
Okay, we can skip the edge split,
Edge
and
split.
we can
Okay.
skip the mask. Yeah, mirror. I think we can do the mirror. So mirror is pretty simple. It mirrors your object, right? You can see it actually mirrored on the x-axis.
Hmm.
Now, let me just talk about this because it is one of the most important. So you can see that we have this yellow dot in the middle of our object, right?
Yellow dot, right?
This yellow
Okay.
dot is the origin of the object, and Blender basically calculates the mirror from this origin, which means if we were to change the origin to somewhere else, Blender is
Right.
gonna mirror our object from that origin. So in order
Okay.
to do that, you can go into the edit, press tab,
Okay.
press
Go
tab.
into the.
Pressing tab is gonna,
Okay.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Now grab your object and move it in X. So you can see that we are mirroring the object, right?
Right. So it is mirroring around the center of the
Yeah.
dash point,
In
right?
the edit mode, the origin does not change. Whenever you
Yeah.
move, whenever you move your object in edit mode, the origin stays. You can see the origin is still in that place,
Right.
and we basically changed it. So what you can do now, you basically just, even if you are sculpting, yeah, in the object mode, the origin
Okay.
changes with the object, but not in the edit mode. If you were to sculpt on one, you're gonna see that the second one also changes.
So
It
this is
mirrors.
actually a single model, right? Because we
Yes,
are
it
able
is a
to.
single model.
Yeah. So what do we need to do now?
Yeah, I was just showing you that this is how you would mirror it.
Right. Okay. So basically, when we are like rotating our camera, how is it deciding at what point it needs to see, basically? So I think it is moving around this cursor, right? It is not actually
It
centering
could be
around.
moving around. Yeah, it could be moving around the object as well. We don't know. You can press full stop, and you're gonna see that it starts to move around the object now.
Right. Okay. So I think this it was moving around this cursor right here. How
I
can we
think
move this?
so.
Yeah.
It is pretty simple. Whatever is going to be in the center, it is going to do that.
Hmm.
So right now
Okay.
we have objects in the center.
Okay, I see. So it was actually moving towards basically rotating around the center. It was not rotating.
If you were to pan and make the 3D cursor in the center, it is going to start moving around the 3D cursor again. So if you were to pan and make the 3D cursor in the center, yeah, now try rotating it.
Right.
You see. So whatever is in the center, Blender tries to rotate around that.
So is it about the center or is it about the cursor that is at the
No, no,
center?
no, it's around the center. You can place cursor wherever you want. It won't really
Okay.
matter.
Okay, I see. So if you wanna rotate around any object, then we just have to just select the object like camera and then press dot.
Full stop, yep. And
Yeah,
then it will,
it
because
will
it
already work.
centers your object, right? Because it centers your object. So
Hmm.
that's how it does it.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a really great way to
yeah, let's
navigate.
explore the next one, I guess.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
see
go.
which one is the next. So generate mirror. Uh, okay, multi-resolution. I don't think we actually need to explore it.
Hmm.
This is used for sculpting. Remesh is something similar to what had in the sculpt modifier, not the
Hmm.
sculpt modifier, the sculpt mode. So we don't really need to use it as well. Screw, we
Okay.
can try it. I don't think it is gonna work with these objects though. Yeah, let's try it. Let's see what it creates. Okay.
Okay. It's a huge mess. Not
We
really.
can have to decrease, let's decrease the angle from 60 to something that makes sense. Let's try 10, I think.
Okay. That is actually somewhat cool though.
Yeah, I've told you this might not work with object.
Yeah, but I think it pretty much is very clear. So what it is doing, it is like
It
creating a
is,
copy of it, and then it is just going to rotate it and
yep,
extrude it in that angle, right? So
yes.
if we're gonna move towards this, then it creates a
Yeah,
perfect circle.
it makes a cylindrical cake of object.
Yeah, and maybe we can change the axis, maybe um
Yeah.
that right. So now it is
Now
doing
it is on the y-axis.
yeah, and if we're gonna go with Z, this is going to be like somewhat. So we can also do it for like multiple angles. Can we do it for multiple? No.
Maybe try holding down shift while click on the axis.
Okay, let's try that then. So here we have the angle. This is the x. This is the y-axis. And no, I think it is not doing it
Not
for. Yeah,
hold
it is
shift
doing.
while clicking on the axis.
While clicking on the axis, hold shift. Okay. No, I'm not able to
Okay,
multi-select them.
okay.
Yeah,
So
I
you
think
can actually just duplicate the modifier and then just change on.
yeah, it is going to work for only one modifier.
You can duplicate the modifier, and in the duplicated
Exactly.
version of the modifier, you can
Right, right.
change the
So,
shift D.
uh, so
And
here we have another. Yeah.
so this
I,
is X and
I
Y.
think in the end it is going to create a ball if we just go with all of these, right? So you again shifty if you're gonna do shifty. Um, is it hanging? Wait a sec.
It could be hanging, Blender would
Yeah, it is. It is hanging. Yeah. So this is z-axis. Let's do it for the z-axis again.
maybe the
Uh,
angle is a little bit too much.
yeah, it is going to form a ball because yeah, we twisted the model so much that yeah, so it is more like a clay then when
Yeah,
we're using the screw.
clay, right? That's how God created Earth. He used modifiers. He or she, he
Yeah,
or she, whatever it was.
yeah.
Let's
So
explore. Let's explore new one. I mean, the next one.
okay, so
So
let's
let's
do that, and we're gonna also get rid of this. So we have our plain simple. Okay, so there is this thing that we have moved a bit away, we have moved our center away from the object. How can we recenter it if we want,
you can go into the object mode.
right?
You can just press tab, by the way, to switch between edit and object mode.
Yeah, I'm in tab mode, edit mode.
Yeah, just okay. Press tab again to go into the object mode.
Okay, so let's what? Okay, so let's press
You
tab
pressed
again.
G two times. Okay, now right click
Right click.
and set origin. You have an option of set origin. The fifth one.
Okay,
And origin to geometry.
okay, nice. So this is a very important thing because we move around origin, right? So
Yep.
okay, so
Origins are pretty important actually. Maybe not someone who's a
mhm,
beginner and trying to learn Blender. Maybe like
right,
it is kinda an advanced concept. But we are gonna talk about it, so don't you worry. Let's explore another modifier, I guess.
right. There is
You know?
also one thing that I wanna know, like how can we just place this object on the ground because you see it is hovering above the ground right
Yeah.
now. So
So for that, you can press Alt G,
Alt G, okay.
and it is not gonna place it on the ground. It is gonna place the middle part. Okay, if you
Yeah.
wanna like exactly place it,
Hmm.
like exactly. What you need to do is you're gonna have to do some um, you can say weird stuff.
Hmm.
Wait, I am actually thinking what would be the best way of doing it. Uh, okay, ठीक है. So if you were to press N, we're gonna have to do some maths if you wanna do
Hmm.
that. You can see
Yeah, can
the
we
Z.
like use the gravity in this case? Like, we can have a plane and then no,
No,
it
you
is going to
cannot.
fall. Okay, so that
It
is like
can
game
fall.
geometry,
You
right?
technically can do that, but it is gonna be a lengthier way of doing it,
Yeah, I
and
think
you
right,
won't even be able to place it exactly where you want it to.
right.
So we'll
So
do some
that
maths
actually
actually.
works with the Unity, I guess. I think if you're gonna try it with Unity or Unreal Engine,
Yeah,
it
maybe
is going
Unity
to,
or Unreal Engine, it does
yeah.
work, but
Here we have to
the
do it
easiest way
differently.
would
Okay,
be you can see we have dimensions of this cube. So this cube is 2.26 meter in the x-axis,
right.
2.1 meter in the y, yeah, and 2.03 meter in the z-axis. Now
Nice.
z-axis is one of that setting which is important for us because we want to put it on the z-axis, right? So let's
Right.
just copy this value. So yeah, and divide it by 2. Wait, how did you know I was gonna say that? And
Yeah, because
copy
yeah,
this, you copied it, right?
right.
Now put this in the Z location.
I know a
And yeah,
little bit of a little
maths.
bit of maths and yeah, so I've also
And
tried
we have this
with the
cube
game.
exactly on the plane actually.
Yeah, right. It is very mathematically close, right? So
No,
this
it's
is
I
as
think
close.
100%. It is
Yeah,
cannot be
yeah.
closer
So
than
it is 99.99% something closer to the plane. It won't be noticed by your eyes. So I think this is
yeah. If
a
this
very
cube was
great way.
if this cube was 2 meters in z-axis,
Hmm.
we would have been able to just type one on the z-axis location, and that would be 100% accurate. But it's okay.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think this
I
is
guess
fine.
we should explore the next modifier.
Okay,
You know,
let's try that. And here we have our next modifier, which is
skin. So for the skin, we're gonna need. We don't want a cube to have the skin modifier. Let's delete the cube. Actually, we don't.
okay.
Oh, you clicked on it. You've clicked on it, didn't you?
Yeah, it
That's
is
why it is hanging. As I've said,
okay.
cube is it's gonna be a little bit more high poly,
Okay,
and yeah,
so
it is gonna give you a little bit weird result. Let's delete it and
okay,
add a plane
add
because
a
it's gonna
plane.
work nicely on the plane. Shift A.
Okay, shift A, and here we have a plane.
Yep.
So
You can press N to remove this option, like the transform option. Press N.
N,
N.
okay. Okay,
N
so
means
when we press N, we can just use this
remove.
navigation.
Yeah, remove this part. Like remove this
Okay.
pocket.
So if you want to do it manually, like where are these controls?
That arrow that your cursor was on like a second
This arrow?
ago. Yep.
Okay. Okay, so you just need to click on it and then drag. Okay,
Yep.
that works
Okay.
fine too. So this is can we also like look at this like this are we on the top
This
view, I
is
think?
this is navigation. You
Hmm.
don't have a mouse maybe, then you can actually do some navigation. You can also
Okay.
rotate, like uh, click on it and hold your click, and you can actually rotate around your scene.
Yeah, okay, nice.
You can also zoom in or zoom out. You have that magnifying glass kind of a plus sign thing just below this navigation
Right.
thing. So you can zoom in and zoom out with this,
Yeah,
right?
so we're just gonna
And you
click
have
on it and drag.
navigation hand just below that.
Yeah, okay.
So you can, sorry, pan, you can pan.
Yeah,
And you have camera view option just below that.
yeah.
And with the bottom setting, you can enable or disable your perspective view.
So what is the difference? Like, are we in a
The
perspective view?
perspective,
Where can we
we
see like, okay, here is the user perspective, right?
we are in the perspective view. The difference is uh, The difference is how you see the reality and in reality. Wait. The perspective is basically something that you see with your own eyes, but it's not real. For example, the most common example that every art teacher gave is tracks, like the railway tracks. If
Mm-hmm.
you are in the center of a railway track, right, and those railway tracks, you're gonna see that the further they go, it looks like that they're merging together, right? Like
Right.
at one point, it
Like
looks
they
like
kind of
merging.
converge together. So
Yeah,
the further
but
near the further we go towards the horizon, it is going to merge
yes,
closer.
yes.
Yeah.
But that's not how it is in the real life. It's not, they're not converging. But you are
Right.
looking, but it looks like that they're converging. So
Right.
perspective is basically how you look at the things, and orthographic is how those things are in real life.
Right.
So that's the difference.
Exactly. As we are seeing in the view when we click
Yeah,
on
you can even see in the grids. So we have this grid. If you were to switch to perspective, you can see these grid lines as they're going far away from us. It looks like that they are merging together, right?
right.
And if you were to switch it to perspective, this is what
Yeah.
real really is. So
Right.
that's
Exactly. So perspective is more natural view. The
yeah,
view we are
perspective.
right.
Yeah, that you are used to seeing in real life.
Exactly. And that's how our eyes perceive the world around us. So this
Yeah,
is the view we're going to choose for now. Okay.
yeah.
Now
Let's say
let's
explore the modifier now, I guess, because
exactly.
I think that would be the final modifier that we'll explore. After
Hmm.
that, we'll both go to sleep
Yeah. Yeah, it is
I
kind
don't
of yeah, it
because
is
I
getting
don't
late.
make my beautiful face um, like you know covered with dark wrinkles.
Right.
Uh,
So let's
the
it's
blue
it's
lens,
fine.
the blue
We're
lens.
gonna cover other modifiers later, but for now we're gonna cover
Yeah,
one
the
more
skin.
modifier, I think.
Oh wait, the skin. Yeah, this is what it does. Actually, I've just realized one thing. We
Okay.
don't even need a plane for it.
We don't need a
If you
plane.
go into the edit mode, let's go into the edit mode.
Okay. Here we
Like
have the
tab,
edit
just
mode.
yeah, and press X,
X. Okay.
and you have an option of only edges. No, not edges, only faces, only faces.
Only
Yeah.
faces.
All right, now we have edges only. So if you were to press A, you're gonna see that we have edges only now. We basically deleted the faces, right? And
Yeah, but okay.
you've also removed the skin modifier, I guess. Re-edit. Why would you do that? Why would you remove the skin modifier, bro?
Yeah, just to
You
see the difference
can see
between the two.
what skin does. So think about skin like maybe skin on top of the bone, right?
Hmm.
We have
Right.
bone in of our body, and then we have skin on top of that. So it is similar to that.
Okay,
And
so
if you
if we have like vertices connected to each other in a form of human body, basically
yeah,
skeleton, so it is going to create a skin around it,
skin around
kind
it.
of.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now what you can do, you can actually uh, go into the edit mode. Actually, you don't really need to change anything.
Okay.
I'll everything else should be done in the
We
um,
are in the edit mode.
you cannot really see anything. That's because the actual geometry is underneath the object. So you can
Yeah.
press Alt Z. No, not
Alt
the
Z.
Y.
Okay.
Yeah, press Alt
Okay.
Z.
So
Oh,
wait a sec.
you have something else assigned to Alt Z. It's okay.
Yeah.
We have an option to do that.
Manually
Wait,
somehow.
where is? Yeah, we have an button for it. Yeah, go a little bit right, a little bit right. Yeah, right, more right.
Even okay.
Yeah, not this one, the right on. Yeah, this one. Toggle
Toggle
X-ray. Yeah,
X-ray.
you want a toggle X-ray. Okay,
Okay.
so this
So
is what we have, and now you can just select each vertex and try moving it. So select one and grab it, and
okay.
you can see this is what we have.
So
So
we can
that's what
also create
it
something
does
like
basically.
arrow, right? Here we have an
If
arrow.
you want to make an arrow.
Now
So
we can
that's what
finally use it in our Google applications.
you can also increase or decrease radius. I think it is Control A. So if you were to press Control A,
Control A.
yeah, you
Okay.
can increase or decrease the radius of your skin. Like right now,
Mm-hmm.
we are only changing the radius of particular vertex, but if you want to change it to every vertex, you can press A, select everything basically,
Okay.
and now you can just change the radius of your skin.
Right. So this is
So,
looking more like an arrow now.
yep, that's what this modifier does. And it could be useful. It is actually useful. I've used it multiple times in different projects. Again, whenever situation comes, this could be pretty nice. And we
Yes.
have an arrow kind of in spaceship.
Yeah. This is actually looking
It,
cool.
it,
We haven't even
it
started
looks
anything,
like
and
a spaceship.
yeah, nice. So
So that's what it is.
this was our last. Was this our
Yeah,
last
this
modifier that we're gonna cover today?
we're gonna continue, yeah, we're gonna continue our modifiers. Like we have just a little bit more modifiers to
Mm-hmm.
explore. We have solidify subdivision surface and
Mm-hmm.
wireframe. We're not gonna explore triangulate volume mesh or width. I don't think it is necessary.
Right.
Then we have more section actually. Click on add modifier
Yeah.
and generate के बाद we have deform. So with deform we're gonna be exploring maybe curve, uh, go above curve displace, lattice, shrink wrap, simple deform, and yeah, I think these are the only one that we explore. We're gonna skip all the other ones, and then we have physics. For physics, we're gonna be just exploring them separately, not in the modifiers.
Right. Maybe we could have
So
used collision, right? If we wanted to place the object on the plane.
could have, but it would not be that simple, at least for someone
Okay, I see.
for second time.
Mm-hmm.
And then hairs, we're gonna be exploring the hairs separately as well. I mean, Kandarp
Right.
already have good hairs. We don't really need to.
Yeah, for now we
It,
do not
it
need to
might have
explore.
been something to explore for someone like Manish, maybe, because he doesn't have hairs.
Yeah, we will have to like
Kandarp have 10 out of 10 hairs, so we don't really need to explore the hairs in Blender. So yeah, I don't think that we actually have many modifiers to explore. I guess we're gonna be exploring them tomorrow, I guess,
yeah,
right?
we can try that tomorrow. That would
Yep.
be fun. So this
If
is
you
it
want
with
to, by the way, if you want to and have free time, you can actually just explore them yourself and maybe try doing something with them that we explored. But
right.
yeah, yep.
Okay, so guys, I think that's it with our live stream. We're ending it right here because we do not have that much time. But if you enjoyed
If
the
you
stream,
were,
then
if you were to do some super chats, you're gonna get 10 times in returns.
yeah,
I
because then we're gonna do more such streams because I'm a beginner and Bharat right here, as you see, he's an expert in this, and we can do a lot more than this. This is just the beginning. If we're gonna get
yeah,
a good response, we're gonna do much more than that. So
yeah,
it is something that you're gonna learn, something that you're gonna grow with, and it is something that still is in the market, and it is going to get even more useful for the future generations to be able to create
yeah.
3D models and being able to animate them. So it is very techy, it
We'll
is
explore
very,
animation pretty quickly, actually. Maybe after the
yeah,
modif.
exactly. So we will also be creating something that looks like this. This is going to
Yeah,
be
I think this should we should do something like this when we'll cover all the basic concepts in Blender.
right.
Uh,
So
because if we were to do it right now, it's gonna take a whole lot of more time. I think we should actually just explore all the basic
right.
stuff and then we'll attempt this because I think it could turn out to be pretty cool, and I'm also excited for it. I think this
Yes.
could turn out to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is
So,
going to be really awesome because this is the field that is very much growing and it has a lot of potential
yep, yep.
where we are heading towards it. We can use it for the advertisements and
Environmentalists can use this for their propaganda.
right. So
They can say
advertisements or
they can say
propaganda,
that humans have basically jailed Earth in a cube and
yeah, or
something
we
like
can, right, we can make a movie about God and he's observing the
huh,
world like
yeah,
here, and and when we're gonna zoom in, and there will be a lot of clay
chaos.
humans, clay tiny humans. That is, yeah,
Yeah,
that's the plot for our movie. Maybe some future movie,
And God would be sitting there with his magnifying glass
right?
because
And then those clay
because
humans are going to fight each other with nuclear weapons and
because
stuff, right?
I'll
So
tell you why magnifying glass because his eyes are pretty weak. He cannot see all the corruption going on, right?
right, so God will be like so much
Powerless,
upset when he's going to see all this, and
powerless.
then he'll choose to just destroy the world, right? But that will
Yeah,
be the end.
he'll just put a
Yeah,
hammer on the globe, and it would shatter, and that would be the day of Qiyamah.
yeah, finally. Yeah, but the
This
Earth is
is it.
round here. So you see, the Earth is very much spherical here. So it is
Yeah,
not, obviously
it's a
it is.
propaganda, by the way. It is not fair.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
maybe you can say that the Earth is flat. We will have to create this one. Maybe this is not the Earth though. This is just around it. So,
No, I
uh,
think Earth is flat. It's people like you who did this propaganda to make
right,
us make us away from the goat.
right. As you can see, Earth is actually flat,
Yeah, it
right?
is.
It is because it is in the cube, right? So it
You
can contain
you
the
can
volume,
also see that the Earth is on water. That's what some religious text says.
right?
That the Zameen is on water, so that's what it could be seen here. I think
Right.
this is much more accurate to religious book.
Right. Yeah. So here we
This is
wouldn't be like basically offending any other religion or
yeah.
any kind of belief. If you believe that Earth is flat, here we have it. So yeah. So in
We
the
are
next stream is going to be very fun.
Well,
We'll continue to have more jokes.
before we close, I wanna say one thing.
Yeah.
If
Go
you
for it.
think about it, with this reference, we basically satisfied both the flat earthers and globe
Yeah.
earthers because we have
Right.
both of them there. Even God failed to do
Yeah. We did something like something that I think God have done the same thing as well. You know, there are people that believe that the earth is flat and then
God made
earth is actually round. Yeah.
God made the earth sphere and brain of flat earthers flat.
All right. So it is kind of controversial topic. We're not gonna get into it, but
Right.
yeah, this
Yeah,
is
we
the end
don't
of the
wanna,
stream.
we
If you
only have
like,
one viewer, which is me, by the way. So we don't want to offend me by all these propaganda because I'm the only one watching.
yeah,
That's it.
it is gonna be a movement that we're gonna get more viewers. I'm very positive about it. So yeah,
Yep.
peace out. Let's
All
end the
right.
stream.
Peace out. Peace
Yeah.
out.
Okay,
Peace out.
guys. Bye bye. I'm gonna
This is
end the
peace.
stream now.
Right.
And okay, so I think.